Hey there folks, and welcome to the GT7 weeklies of April week 1, ending at April 10th. Starting with the Sunday Cup, the Brain Hatch Indy Circuit. So I decided to drive here is just a Sylvia Q, and there was an S13, which basically your typical fun, good sized car. Especially with great wide body and whatever else you can do to it basically. This car has like so much customization you wouldn't believe. So I can add duck spoiler, and not just any duck spoiler, it's an adjustable duck spoiler. It's crazy enough. Yeah, here's the Sylvia S13. Basically your basic car for this kind of type of events. Comfort mediums at best. But yeah, it comes with that too. And it's stuck. So, perfect 450 pp kind of car, I must say. That case. Yeah, just driving this time around, because I just thought, let's just drive one of the basic ones. Because I have tried to think it's like, I should probably drive the low performance when it comes to these kind of events. And that is technically one of the low performance cars. Unless you inch swap and other events too, then you got something more insane on hands. Because the Sylvia is just that. It's an insane car that just has so many customizations and stuff. While also being pretty good. If anything I heard that's kind of just error is the motor, but it is what it is, to be honest. And for something that's, around the pedestrian performance, that's fine. Nothing too crazy, basically. If there's anything to probably worry about is apparently reliability concerns, but I wouldn't think it would be that crazy. Wouldn't think that. If there's one thing I don't care for about the S13 is the brake lights. That's probably the only thing I don't care for. But if I probably would have drove the Slady instead, because that has the nice Sylvia front and the backlights of the 180SX. That's a pretty good car. Just for some reason I didn't really check part enough. So just driving the S13 more. It's like, okay, let's try the S13. I mean, at the end they're kind of the same car. Basically the same car, except the 180SX has pop-up headlights and stuff. But I like the run of this one anyways, more than the pop-up. This is, cause it's all an unpopular opinion, but I like the Corolla and the Sylvia more than the 180SX into the Chrono. Because of the fact it doesn't have pop-up headlights. Because pop-up headlights can make or break the car. As example, the Miata is perfect for that. Pop-up headlights, because I don't see it having regular headlights besides the MB when we ever get the MB one. So now we got the NA and no, we don't have the NC. The NC was a very unpopular Miata. Indeed, though, we have plenty of those. Because then we have two versions now. Yeah, just looking at the cast itself, we got the Cappuccino Mini Cooper S, Jimny XC. Jimny XC, Demio XD Touring, Pierce G, a Kangoo. That's for this event alone. The Unos Roadster, Ferraris Miata, Civic Si Extra, the Tenza Sedan. A car that really kind of feels like it shouldn't be in this event, but it is anyways because all performance is. Unless you beef it up. If you beef up a Tenza, you get a remarkable performance car. That car is ridiculous too. Like I said, I recall beefing that car up, and that car does a lot of crazy performance. And it's also all with drive. So that's a plus. Yeah, the time I could say a Mazda Tenza, it's really freaking good. So Mazda Tenza is one of the bad mean cars out there. Which is weird. Apparently. We got the Kangoo. It's doing its best. Try not to get past a whole lot. At least it's not doing as bad as Jimmy and Cappuccino, at least. God for that. Good job about driving a Cappuccino. I was like, nah, I'll wait till later for that. I know there's a K competition coming up sooner or later. There's a Mini Cooper, which I almost passed the Mini Cooper in the process. But that is the end of this race. So on to the next one, which is the Japanese Clubman Cup 550. Japanese Clubman Cup 550 at Grand Valley South. Which I am driving, which is funny enough, the Dingo XT Touring. I might have slapped the Uganda knuckles on the hood and on the back. Because this car is kind of the meme of Gran Turismo. For those that weren't born in the OG days of Gran Turismo and such. Because the Demio is just that car. It was just that, I don't know if I want to say hatchback or MPV at first, but then hatchback later. It's really weird because it looks like a little minivan, but it's small. Like, it's actually a minivan. Funny enough, when you look at it. It's more blockish compared to this nowadays. This nowadays is more of a hatchback. It's not the same to me, to be honest, but it's something. Nothing too crazy. And they're all FFs at the end of it, I believe. I still think they should add the old Demio just for the sake of it. Because I do like the little square, roundish van going on there. So I don't know whether to call it a hatchback or what on that, to be honest. But it was a cute little car you could drive and sometimes ends up being your starter car in some ways. If you drove it as your starter car. There's alternative ways though, like license test for I think a Nissan Skyline or something on the first game, I believe. But yeah, easy win there. Drive the Demio instead, you'll get a challenge. And I don't know if like challenge like as in you can't beat it or what on that part. I will say. Because I will say that Demio in comparison to this one, at least this hits 100 horsepower. The other Demio, like I think hit like 8 horsepower. It's not as terrible as a Fiat 500, but it is dang well close. For shits and giggles, basically. Yeah, it is. Now doing the competition here, but yeah, it's just kind of funny beating up a Skyline. And not only I'm beating up a Skyline, I am beating up in a gentleman's agreement kind of horsepower Mazda Demio too. Because I think it hits like 278. It's pretty close to 276. It's 276 horsepower. In terms of Japan, is what we call the gentleman's agreement horsepower. If you're around those parameters, you're hitting the agreement. The only way you're not hitting the agreement is if you're 10 more horsepower or 10 less horsepower. I believe when it comes to that. Because while I was showing that the Skyline hit 276, it actually hit like 280 or something like that. The real stats are revealed nowadays, I would say. Heck, I think I kind of take that back. I think I recall the Skyline already for him like 300 then again, but I can't remember. And then Honda's like, you know what, screw it, let's just break this stupid agreement. Because I think it was Honda that, matter of fact, made the agreement, and it's like, you know what, let's just break the agreement. And then made the Honda Accord like 296 horsepower. Something like that. Yeah, just funny stuff. Okay, so yeah, this basically driving the... Oh, that is our Coco Bun, oh my god. Destroying his butt. And a Demio. Then you got a Supra. But yeah, if you want the most perfectest performance when it comes to FFs, I would say around 500 or 550. Due to the fact you can't really push an FF that much. If you do push it that much, you get really bad results in some cases. But 550 is kind of that perfect parameter for an FF. Once you pass 550, you better have like an FR or all-wheel drive at that point. I will know. Unless you somehow made an FF that has so much stability it can handle 400 horsepower. But I have not seen that yet. Besides, maybe at best a new Civic. At best that. Also, I can't feel bad for this GTO because it even shows the picture of it in the thing, and it's just slow because it's driving comfort mediums. While everyone else is just wearing sports hards at most. I believe, yeah, sports hard. But yeah, it's kind of weird because Gal here drives 2002 NSX. He doesn't drive. Oh no, that's fine because then he later drives the newer one. I took that up. Okay. Down here he goes. Yeah, if anything that's given chase to me is a GR Super RZ, which I'm not surprised. I think that thing is a bit higher performance than 550 if I recall. I would have to hard check that. I forgot to hard check that. Alright. Here we go through the final straightaway and cross the end. 120. How fast was he doing? 120.9. 2, 122. Excuse me on that. 120.7. Oh, not good. But yeah, pretty good numbers there. Now on to the special event, which is with the Aston Martin Vantage 2018. That new car that we got through this update, 1.57. So yeah, I am driving basically, you know, a Vantage, but not just any Vantage though. It's a 700 pp setup I did for the Vantage, so I'm giving it a race look, and I don't know. I just, you know, I just thought of the Golf style one, and like, you know what, I'll go with that. Made my own version of the Golf. Keeping the British green, but put the orange and black on it. This is a nice look, and change the stupid black rims to gold, because I hate black rims, man. Those are stupid. It blends. It's like, why are you doing this? You already have the skirt black. Don't add the rims match with that. Want them sparkly, dang it. The only time I kind of set black is if it kind of just works in some ways, but it really don't most of the case, and this is one of those cases. And when I say most of the cases, probably 20% of the cases. That is, don't see black being a good color for rims. And automakers just do that every freaking time recently, and nowadays. Like I said, they like 2013 onwards. I just think it's cool when it's really not. It really kills the look of a car. Give it a gold sparkly rims. Those look so much better. And that's basically what I did. I turned around just making gold. There you go. Gas Martin rims. Those look nice. Versus black. I don't know who likes black, but too much, man. Too much. Yeah, I'm just getting by all these Aston Martins because yeah, the reason why I also did race tires, so I can just get out of here before I start ranting about the Aston Martin Vantage having a Mercedes motor, because it does. And the M177 motor is the same motor as the Mercedes C63, I believe, which is also in the game, which makes me wonder. I kind of wonder if I should do a video where I do a comparison test between the two, just for the heck of it. Which one wears that motor better? So is that. I feel like it's gonna be obvious though. But the real balance run though might change them. Also, I like that light black one. That one's pretty good. But no black rims up. Maybe gray. Or gold. So here's the colors I like for rims. White, gold, and then if you find a way to get a color to fit well. I mean, look at the black one. The black one's got bronze rims. So that actually looks not so bad. Also reminds me of the Super Guy 600 pp. Little torn too, playing of. Might just be based off that. And of course you got stock Vantage at the end. Yeah, I made sure I slapped that powered by Mercedes because it's Mercedes powered. Just tuned by Aston Martin or shared Renault. At the end of the day, though, it's really the same motor, just in a different car body. The Coupe style, well, I think the C63 is. You know what? I think that's also Coupe, so that really doesn't change anything. Alright, well done. If there's any worse factors about this, I think the Vantage got more duped because the Mercedes C. Keep saying C. Or no, it is C63. C63 is like 2015 car. This is a 2018 car. Oh, buddy. Yeah, little kitty. Get buddy. And get down. Yeah. Just trying to see how fast I can get around the track, which is pretty fast for 700 pp. 128 there. Pretty good. Oh, I did 139. Okay. Yeah. Definitely win this competition because, yeah, they're mostly priced in around 600 pp. I must say. And that. Yep, I designed a vinyl for this car. I probably should post it. I probably should post this one. This one's pretty good overall. And I don't see like any other things I could add to it. Is that all I can think of if I get a hate post? Why are you calling Mercedes powered? Because it is Mercedes powered. It's in the hood. It's within the bonnet. Or there you go. 158.389. Not bad. Anything to mention? I guess the interior's not bad, but for like $210,000 compared to $130,000, hard to say. Oh, yeah, I even covered the door handles too. Give that good flare. And that's it. What, these guys NASCAR their way to victory? That feels like a NASCAR, just seeing a row of 6 cars going down no straight like that. Besides going for a left turn. But yeah, there is 2 Aston Martin Zero C that are for reference, which is the British green with the neon green and the sky blue, I believe, or some kind of turquoise blue. It's probably sky blue actually, with the orange, which is the Gulf style. Kind of similar to what I did. Although, we'll say very half-assed though, but it's there, I guess. 127.9, it broke the 128 threshold at least. Alright, get me out of here. Anyways, off to Hypercar Parade at the Trail Mountain Circuit. Which, for this event, I decided to play the whole Hypercar rule and go get Hyra. Because, which I have tuned this car before, so this car does feel a bit tuned in some ways. Or, I would say hard tuned, not soft tuned. So I have tweaked the suspension and stuff before. I think this was during the time when I was having fun doing some 750 pp cars. And just basically drove cars like this, or the Skyline, or the Viper, or the BMW M3 or 4, I can't remember. Or M5, I'm not sure. I know I drove a BMW for something, I can't remember which one. Did a pretty good design on that one too. I do need to tweak something and take something off it though. But yeah, otherwise, not a bad machine. And nor is this, because when it comes to good automotive cars, Pagani is absolutely insane. It's like you want something that eats Lamborghinis for breakfast, or by reliability concerns, I don't think I've heard nothing bad of Paganis. But in this case, the Hyra. Because yeah, I will say though, I do kind of wish we have the Zonda, which we do have the Zonda, but we have the Zonda R. But I think that's a race car. I don't think that was a. Oh wait, no, I don't think I have it. Matter of fact, I need to get that. So, but I kind of wish we had the regular Zonda Z12 or Z12S at least, though. The first gen, the one that made the mark, basically, the one that basically slammed Lamborghini in the face, which is that one. Because Lamborghini told this guy not to do carbon fiber bodies. So you know what? He said, screw it, I'm gonna make my own car. Which is kind of ironically funny, because that's what the founder of Lamborghini did too, to Ferrari. He was like, screw it, I'm gonna make my own car, and so he did. Funny enough. Okay, honestly, that joke that's for Lamborghini. I'm not going on that one. But yeah, anyways, Pagani is basically what Lamborghini was, except better in some regards. Concerning their next car, which is the Utopia. Funny enough. Yeah, it went from Zonda, which is apparently a wind current of some sort or some name based on, and then you had the Hyra, which is I think another wind current name, and then Utopia. I know let's not get any ideas from Yu-Gi-Oh on that. It's not that Utopia. No, but I could put number 39 in the car. Might just do that just for the heck of it. If we ever get Utopia though, we don't have Utopia. We got Hyra, and then we got one of the Zondas, which I would say Zonda Gen 2. Because Zonda went through, I think, 2 generations, because the Zonda R looks completely different compared to the regular Zonda. We also don't have the R version of Hyra, so we're missing that. Because yeah, if there's anything important, I want at least the hardtop versions and the race car variants when it comes to cars. Because screwed roadsters, I don't care about those very much. Besides the vinyl, those vinyls do look nice in some of the roadsters. But you can also apply that to the hardtops too. At the end of it, yeah, especially how simple that one is. The Zonda Creek Roadster, I believe it's called. I just know it was Need for Speed covered one, which was very pretty car. And based kind of around the Zonda R in some ways. Yeah, just look at the opponents. We got the Ford GT, and you just sit in the back. We have a 911 GT3 RS. He usually is not a opponent here, so that's a different change. And then we have 2 SLR McLarens. It's like, wait, I just saw another SLR McLaren. And then a 911 Strassen version. You don't have the other 911 railroad going car. It's just that there's 2 of them. And it's the Lamborghini. But yeah, passing by that Lamborghini Veneno. Biggest disc you'll ever see. And the best part is you don't even have to modify this car that much. It's already that powerful from the ground up. You just need to add the racing kit stuff, a little bit of race transmission, whatever else, all the goodies, and you're good. And it's as fast as this Veneno. Which, no offense, but yeah. Oh yeah, there is I mean, this is technically shared done too, but Pagani does have like one issue. It kind of doesn't really have its own motor. It uses Mercedes motors, so AMG motors, as such, so that can make or break in some cases. Although for Pagani, they make sure it's good Mercedes motors. Considering I think the Zonda R has the CLK street motor, I believe, from what I heard, or from what I read. So if you want something CLK street motor, try the Zonda R. That might be a reason why we don't have the road gun car, because we kind of already have it in some form. Which is the same. Do you want the Zonda R or you want the CLK road car? I will say I probably want both. That's the pull it out of the water. But yeah, just looking at the beach stuff, so pretty. A bit shiny, but pretty. But yeah, if I have a preference, I think I would rather have the Zonda. Because the regular Zonda made history books, basically. A lot of things. The only thing I don't think it made history is maybe racing, because I don't think I ever seen a GT3 Pyro, which they could do, but they just don't. And it's probably because of the whole Mercedes thing, since you're using a Mercedes motor, and if you try a GT3, Mercedes are probably going to have beef about that. So they probably just stick to just supercars. About just making fast track cars that goes around circles on Mercedes cars playing. So you have AMG that's already making a better street house than Mercedes, while you have Zonda here who's also making even better motor tweets and stuff. It's crazy to think that. The only problem is, I mean, you're paying more and then more. Like $1 million. $1 million in Pagani's case. $500,000 for the Black Series AMG's case. Or less. I would probably say less than that. Yeah, it's just funny stuff. And that's why I kind of brought this car in here, because I need something big to talk about, and that is definitely one of the ones big to talk about, because I mean, there's just not much you can really talk about for Pagani besides the one car that they have, which is here, which is the Hyra. Yeah, I just looked at the last bit of competition, showing the dashboards and stuff, since we've got so much leeway of time this time around. But yeah, if I got like 10 minutes, then I'll show the dashboards of cars at that point, because that's enough time for me to show. I got two SR yeah, this is when I realized there's two SR McLarens. It's like, oh yeah, okay. Also, I will say that is the exception of the SR McLaren. That thing does cost a lot, but that is what reinvent the SLs at the end of it. From SLR to SLS to AMG GT. Technically not the same car, but they're by body look basically similar though. Yeah, 151.3. Pretty quick. Now on to the Monza. Well, World Touring Car 800 at Autodromo Nazionale Monza. My brain just wasn't there. So what am I driving is the Audi BGT, which is technically an okay car. The hybrid system wasn't so bad for the setup I did, but maybe that's because I went more focused. Because I will say, I think when it comes to hybrid systems, I don't think you want to use the ballast, because if you use the ballast, it will drain that battery even quicker than normal. So I think I recall doing a testing of this with another car, the Peugeot Hybrid BGT. Matter of fact, and that car has issues. I'm just gonna say that. But overall, this ain't a bad car. It's just not very fast. And for something 800 pp, it's, I think by acceleration it's good, but by speed it's top speed, it's kind of bad. Considering I hit about the same speed as this Dodge Viper here you're about to see at some point. So overall, not a bad car. It's just not very fast. I will say it is technically, I would probably say a step up to the Audi R8, but that's really about it. What's got going there. I mean, I did have to massively downtune this from its grade 1 scale to a technically grade 3, although 800 pp, but yeah. It's otherwise not a bad car. One set this well. If I probably would do, I would probably just take the spoiler alignment and just put it all down to see where it goes from there. See if it performs better. Because it might just have enough turning factor already. Because I gotta remember that this is not a Group C paint car. This is a LMP paint car. So, because yeah, that's the best part. This is a paint car, even though it looks like a road car. Looks like just basically a bigger road car, which is kind of cool in regards. It feels like something in the future that could bound to happen. Can't say electric though, which is what Audi re-decided on, which thank God for that. Because yeah, you do have the electric version of this, which is probably bad. It's probably bad. I wouldn't be surprised if it's bad. I would have to hard check that one. Cool part is too, with your brake too, you got to see the wheels slide up too, which is odd. I don't know if it's because of the wheels or it's because of the brake disc at the end there. I just noticed that for this car's case especially. And it's not like I didn't know it was always there. It's really noticeable in this case. And sometimes brake. Going bad Supra because I'm not. At least I'm not slower than the Supra. The Viper is where I'm on par with. It just feels kind of weird. It feels like I probably shouldn't have touched that ballast whatsoever. Just lower the horsepower and just let the electric motor do its thing. Because yeah, I think if you put more ballast, you get lesser drain or get lesser storage, which is odd for that case. But yeah, it is what it is. It's just one good factor. Well, at least you get to basically drive around the track more for these guys. Which I think they run about 6 laps. I'm gonna be running about 8 laps at best. Could have done even more, yeah, if I took the ballast off. But I think this is a case where I probably shouldn't apply the ballast. I even been hard checking through another way to see like if it's better with ballast or not ballast at this point. Which there's been a bit of a proof that yeah, it's probably in some ways tried to get enough out of it basically. And what I'm saying is lesser pit stops. If you can find a way to get lesser pit stops, it's good. It's better you have it that way than another way. A sprint car way, so to say. Because the biggest goal is to avoid ever pit stopping when it comes to racing. Because pit stopping takes 20 to 30 seconds in, and you want to try to avoid that at all costs and such. So you got Lexus, you got a BMW M6 GT3, the PlayStation 1. It's a pretty car, or a pretty design one. And you got a naked RX Vision, or it's RX9 I call it. Because it's like a mixture between the 8 and 7 the more I look at that. Which I do have a vinyl design for that. I will note, but you won't be able to see that till later. But yeah, I've been in the works on some car scares just for funs and giggles. I should be getting back to doing tryouts and stuff. I just been having so much fun figuring out some new things you could do. That's, you know, technically actually always been there. It's just when you tune stuff, your brain is like a little small box, but over time it'll grow larger and larger and larger. you eventually learn some very interesting patterns you can pull. I guess it's kind of similar to maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! In that case. Maybe. As long as the cards don't suck. Right now it's just me versus the Viper here. But yeah, again, I hit about the same speed as him. If there's any factor I have against him, it's the acceleration factor the hybrid offers at least, because yeah, the hybrid system is a boost style, and I gotta remember that. It's like, wait, which is weird because I gotta remind myself that I also tried out the Nissan GTR LM too, and that still does a pretty good job even with the boost hybrid system. So at the end of the day, I probably should just avoid the ballast then in that case. What tells me? But yeah, so at the end of the day, I feel like I still gotta retune this car at the end of the day. So I didn't really hard tune this, I soft tune this. Which means, in other words, I just, like, you know, set it to its numbers and it's called good. Where hard tune, I would go inner fur and try to see if I can get something out of the suspension ballast or whatnot. Mostly the ballast or whatever, turbos. So that's what I mean by hard. Or anytime I mention by hard, I mean the inner works. Or soft, I mean just tap of it. It's easy my mechanical zone on that. It's something I've been kind of saying in some cases. Got the big old disgrace that is the 4GT, because yeah, that guy that's what? Drop most of these 800 full touring cars. With the Mercedes AMG. They're super. We got the TR news no. Got for STR SR2 GT3, which actually wonder if we're gonna get a new Viper soon. Probably not with all the whole shenanigans going on there. Although they are bringing the Hemi motor back, so kind of interesting seeing a Hemi motor Viper. Apparently the Viper was going to be a V8, the next one was. Get rid of the V10 motor. You know, there was like nothing wrong with the V10 motor, so it made gas suckage reasons. Because yeah, the bigger the motor, the more your gas is going to get sucked. That is a some case, I will say, on knowing that. It is possible that a big beefy motor could not suck as much fuel as a smaller motor. It just depends on the matter of push. So. We got the dashboards now. Once again, because yeah, I always try to show the dashboards at least. Like, try to show everything I can find to be presentable instead of being boring. As I could. So. Yeah, just driving the good old track is Mundra, which still don't like this track for its penalty concerns about formula race. Oh my god. I cannot how much crap that is. How much bullshit that is. Oh shit. WRX Grade 3. You see FXs. But yeah, I gotta admit, of one guy saying on that I do kind of find the RCF better than the LFA. Don't get me wrong, it is nice we have the LFA, but the LFA just feels like more of a collector's card than an actual car, to be honest. I think that was the other problem with the LFA. It doesn't feel that fast, very much. But then again, it was like right around the time of the dual clutch. It was right around that time. If they just waited a bit more, you would have had a more interesting take on that car. Or just, you know, add an option to it. But no, they just went with the transmission they had, and apparently it's not that good. Which I'm not surprised. I tried the stock training on the game, and it's not that great. And not only that, the LFA is not that fast either, because I think I tried making a 750 pp setup for that too, and it didn't work because it just wasn't really that fast. So I had to be stuck to 700 pp because it just, but again, wasn't that fast. So it is just kind of funny seeing the Alphard getting that motor, because if I had a preference, I'd probably rather just stick to Toyota Super motor, because at least you can go insane with that performance. With the LFA, you really can't. Unless it gives you an option to do turbo, because the other problem about the LFA, you don't get any turbo. I think that was the other big problem. Noise going into the pit around the 8 flat. The Viper's trying to crawl up, try to get to me, which, good luck. I know you got pit in again, because the problem about this Viper, in terms of GT3, he has a pit a lot. He is technically faster on straight still, so that's why he's mostly ahead of the pack most of the case. Look at that, but he's usually mostly the slow one at the end of the race. It's usually the hair. He runs fast, but he stresses too fast. There's Jacob's good. And no doubt he'll probably fit me again sometimes then. Because yeah, that's my biggest problem about this car, is that it's just slow. It's about like almost 170. And then again, it probably also doesn't help that my gears might have been a bit too high, since this is a 7-speed. So I'm not aired there. It's about 170 though, which is the same speed about the GT3s do. At least that's a good part. Not bad overall. As a race car, that's not too bad, but that's all. As a paint car, oops. I bet I just have to check on that when I get a chance. But yeah, it still is pretty funny to see the 4C in a GT3 style. Because you would think the 8C would be the GT3, but no, it's the 4C. It's the Miata looking Alfa Romeo car. Which I doubt it shared the same body style as the Alfa Romeo 4C, but for the Miata, well, Alfa Romeo 4C to the Miata, but no, I don't think on that. Oh yeah, and the interesting part about the GT3, for something I read too, is that the wheelbase is stretched a bit longer for the GT3 version. That would also explain why we had the road car version of that. I just must have. Yeah, I think the retail Vantage is one of the old ones too, I think. Or no, it's the DVR 10 or 9? Or DVR 9, I believe. So I gotta remember the DB10 was an anniversary James Bond card. I don't know why they did that. And then I went to the DB11. Word of that, I wonder why. Aston Martin makes weird choices. So then again, they asked the Martin Signet. And then also, even further again, they tried to make a V8 Signet. Which they did. It's a one-off though. And finally I'm actually overlapping someone. A good bit. Yeah, I think I gotta remember something about these 800 World Touring. I gotta remember that by time how long these races take. Yeah, it only took like 17-18 minutes. In this car series, I would say much faster than the other car series. I don't know, the other choice I thought was gonna drive the Mazda 787B, but I just wanted to try the Audi just for the heck of it. I was curious. It's like, yeah, I'm curious about this one. Yeah, it's not that great. In fact, it kind of just tells me in the future about hybrid car ones in the future. You worry about those ones? Yeah, I do have an 800 special in the future too. So I have like a big old freaking bucket list of things in the future when it comes to the tryouts, because while I do sit at 650, I will say there's a 750 in the future, and then there's an 800 in the future. And such. There's that, and then in another case we'll be going back to like 550 or 450, I'm thinking. Find some fun in there too. And then not only that, I also found a innovative one, which is the 550p Cup Race style with the GT4 cars. Sadly, there's like nothing you could do with that though, so that's probably gonna be the most meaningless tryouts though. Because Gran Turismo doesn't have like a Cup Race style for the grade 4 cars, very much. Sadly. Yeah. Here we go, we got packet change. Yeah! Now let's see what we got here with the next one, because yeah, I think one was the daily and the other one's the weekly. Oh boy, more techly pocket change. I mean, it's feasible with pocket change, but I'm counting this though. I have too much fun with that. Anyways, here's the rest of the money rewards, and that's basically it for, like I said, for this weekly play. So, not so bad. Very simple. This one. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys all next time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care.